Created a new practice device, and so what this does is it spins. And I put 5 tennis balls with tennis in the middle, just a spring in the middle, and being able to hit balls up here if I want to hit high to high. This is the concept where it's circular. A lot of your shots, you'll have a circular motion to your, it's a linear and then a circular motion. And so what here this is designed to do is that what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull across and then push, pull across and then push. So right now I'm working on the back end. I pull across and I push across, pull across, push. It's a great way of practicing, and it helps me with my hand-eye coordination. It's a great way. Now how I designed it is this is just a bar stool. I turned it upside down. It has a rotating, it rotates around, and you look for things like things that people discard or get rid of, or you have that you don't use. And these are old tennis balls. I just drilled a hole in and put them on the end of here so I can just practice. You see 5 tennis balls, and I just practiced, and I just practiced pulling, and then pushing across, pulling, pushing across. I think Thiem does this a lot. There's different players that will pull the ball and push across, pull, and then push across. And so I can get this rotating, and it just keeps on rotating. It's a great way of practicing. I'm always trying to find ways that I can practice. And so you look around, you're seeing all kind of things that people discard that perhaps they can be helpful to help you practice at home. And this is just a way that I can practice at home. And I'm using an old head tennis racket, one of the rackets I used when I was younger. Old redhead, we call them a redhead professional. And head tennis rackets. Of course, the head tennis rackets are so much different nowadays. But it's nice to have a collection of different old rackets that I can practice and play with. It also it brings a lot reminds you of a lot of gives you a lot of remembrance, and helps you remind you of the past. And so this is a great way of practicing. You pull the ball, push across. Pull the ball, push across. Pull and then push across. You can also do it this way. Pull and then push across on your forehand. Pull, push across. Okay? Pull, push across. Okay? Pull, push across. You find the ball, pull it across, push it. Find the ball, pull it, and then push across. This is a great way of practicing, and it's a great way of practicing at home. And it's imagine if you find ways to practice at home, your tennis will be much better. A lot of times students will take lessons, or they'll go out to practice in the court, and you ask them what they're practicing, and they have no clue what they're practicing. So this just like people have pianos, or they take a piano lesson and then they go home and practice on their instrument, tennis is another thing. You have to find ways that you can practice at home. Just 1 hour of lessons, maybe it's going to be helpful. You have the money, you can do that, but I don't know why I would give my kids lessons if you didn't practice. And so it's important to get practice lessons. And then by the time they take lessons, perhaps they would take so many lessons that they're also going to be able to teach themselves someday. Sometimes what I do is I'll have a student teach me the things that I had just taught them, and that they become a teacher and I become the student, and then they practice those things, and I really know that they have their material down, or they understand, and when they can teach it to others. Sometimes I'll help them work with another student, and then you really know that they have a good understanding. Sometimes you're catching them as they teach a friend how to play tennis, and they actually amaze you sometimes when they're just doing it on their own like that. And I've caught many of my students helping a friend to know how to play tennis, after their lessons. They have a friend that comes to the court, and the next thing they're doing is they're teaching their beginning friend how to play tennis. And it's really cool, because then they have it cemented in. And so here I'm practicing pulling the ball, pushing across. Okay? Pulling the ball, pushing across. You find the ball, pull across, finish. Find the ball, pull across, finish. Just a great way of practicing. And so here, pull the ball, finish. Okay? Pull the ball, finish across. Pull the ball, finish across. Pull the ball, push across. Okay. Okay, pull the ball, push across. Just a great way of practicing. I hope this was helpful. So this is just a bar stool, and if you notice that it's just a bar stool. I can put it like this if I want, and but I turn it around, it rotates. I put tennis balls, it won't scratch the floor. If I take this out and put this like this, then it's not going to scratch the floor, and I can sit on it, and notice how I can sit on it and spin. You know, it'll rotate, and so this is what I have this for. It's a great way of practicing. I could also go like this. I could pull and push, and so I got the idea from various teachers. Pull, push across. But sometimes it's good to have an object lesson or something that you can work on to do. And it's just, I hope this is helpful. And then I just take a spring if I want to, and hit, put it right in here. I have a spring there, and I just practice up here. Just practice hitting some balls that are high. Okay. Oops, that tennis ball fell off. Sometimes that happens. I just put it back on. Sometimes I make it where it doesn't fall off. This one I have to work with until I find a way to adjust to make it not come off. Just a great way of practicing. I hope this is helpful, and hope it's an encouragement. Find ways to be creative. Make teaching aids that you can practice at home. And whatever you do when you're at home, make sure you have enough space. Don't break anything. Your parents won't be too happy.